Hey guys, welcome back. If you've been following along, first we talked to you about what a challenge is and why it's so effective. And then we told you about the transformation power of a challenge and what it can do for you inside of your business. And today we are going to take a deep dive into something that can be transformative, not just for how your business works, but the results that you produce for your clients. Today is all about ownership.
So what does it mean to own this opportunity, right? It means seizing the chance for growth, seizing this chance for expansion. It means recognizing that challenges are not just tactics and they're not just some tool that you use in your business, but they're the keys to unlocking a new world of possibilities for not just yourself, but also your future clients. And you can think about it like this. Every challenge you run, right? Every client you guide is a testament to the ownership of your business, right? And the lives of future clients. And so we've already covered the power of challenges in our previous sessions with the head coach of TTP, Jonah Mitchell. He went from feeling burnt out on the brink of throwing in the towel, calling it quits on coaching altogether, to now serving more clients than ever before from a place of fulfillment and from joy, right? And that's all been through the power of a well-crafted challenge. And so now it's really the time for you to own this process too. So we're going to break it down, right? I understand that designing a challenge can be overwhelming. It can even be daunting at times. But remember, every new opportunity begins with a single step, right? That step is your decision to act. To be successful, you must first start. You must start things. But to truly be successful, you also must finish. And so let's break down this process from start to finish. Your first step inside of designing your challenge is going to be coming up with your well-crafted challenge. And there's really 3 simple steps to this process, right? To owning this process. Number 1 is you need to understand what problem you are solving. There must be a specific outcome or a specific result. It must be measurable and realistic. Okay. It should be something that aligns with your expertise. For example, if you specialize in weight loss, your challenge could be 30 days to 5 pounds of weight loss. And here's the thing, guys. If you've never achieved that result before, you cannot promise that result. You have no right or no means selling that process, right? So it must be something you have accomplished before in order for it to be ethical. That is important, right? So number 1, what is the problem that you are solving? What is the result that you can create? Number 2 is you need to identify who has that problem that you can solve and where are they, right? So now we have this gap, okay? So we have this result that we can get, and then we have these people that we can get the result for. So we have a point A and a point B. And so ultimately what we need to do with our challenge is we need to bridge that gap, right? So once you understand what problem you solve and who has that problem, it's simple, right? You need to bridge the gap. What are the steps your who needs to take to cross this bridge to get to that promised land, to that promised outcome? Okay. As you implement your challenge, your next obstacle that you're going to start to face is going to be the engagement process. How can you ensure your challenge participants, they stay committed, right? They follow through, they take action, and they're ultimately engaged throughout this entire process. And this is ultimately where I believe taking ownership truly shines. To keep participants engaged, you must take the lead, right? You must be their beacon of light, their beacon of guidance, right? And so designing an engaging challenge is going to be very important. The content, the daily interactions, the personalized feedback, it all matters, right? You need to build a tight-knit community within your challenge. And ultimately, you're going to watch ownership translate into the participants, into their commitment. Okay, so we can really kind of break down engagement into 2 major categories. The first thing that we need to do is on a daily or a weekly basis, depending on the challenge, is we need to break obstacles, break limiting beliefs, right? We must transfer this sense of empowerment to our clients because ultimately they're skeptical. They've done a bunch of things in the past and we need to guide them. We need to help them overcome these barriers that are holding them back or been holding them back. And then the next thing that we ultimately need to do is we need to create micro wins. So what are these small daily and weekly wins that we can create inside of this process to build momentum, which ultimately leads to more confidence? And then when we do that day over day or week over week, well, it compounds. And then what you're seamlessly going to find is that you have now bridged this gap. Okay. And that's really going to be the culmination of your challenge in ownership. It's about seamlessly enrolling into the next step. Enrolling your client should be a natural next progression. Them signing up for coaching, that should just happen automatically. And it's no longer this this conversation about sales, but it's a conversation about continuing serving, right? And so this will only happen if you delivered on your initial promise and you showcase the value that you have to offer. So you got to remember, like, you're ultimately the captain of your ship, right? By owning this journey, by owning your challenge, you're not just growing your business, but you're also transforming the lives of your future clients. And that's what really this is all about. It's about stepping into that identity of becoming more than just a coach, right? But the owner of your coaching business and creating a catalyst for true change. And so really that's what the challenge is all about. It's about you stepping into this new identity of not only providing a better service, but also providing a next level solution to a much bigger problem. Your challenge is only step one of 100, right? There's going to be this natural next gap is what you're going to find. And if you kind of look at this board that Christy has right here, so once your challenge solves that first initial problem, the client's going to realize now there's this much bigger gap. And that's going to be what you're going to sell in the back end, is going to be your coaching offer, which takes them from 1 to 100 and not just 0 to 1. Okay. But ultimately, I hope that kind of gives you a little bit more clarity, a little bit more insight on what this bigger picture thing is all about, right? What is the purpose of a challenge, and how can you use challenges or leverage them to serve your clients on a much higher level, and no longer just throw random things at the wall hoping something will stick, but to methodically take the time to design a very meaningful solution to a very painful problem.
So if you want to create a challenge like this that takes somebody who's stuck and frustrated and helps them create a meaningful win by designing a challenge that bridges the gap, it breaks obstacles, it creates micro wins, it helps them build momentum. So ultimately, they are in a place where they can't help but want to work with you, and they trust you to solve their big problem and ultimately want to sign up for coaching. We will show you exactly how to design your challenge to do this at the 5-day challenge summit from September 26th through 30th. We will teach you how to do this every step of the way. So registration opens September 18th. You do not want to miss this event, and we will see you there. Take care.